Well, it's going to be doing a lot of things. There's a lot of people working on it. There's a lot of things in banking, first thing. So depending on what kind of banking you're looking at, there are different applications. But basically, I think it's going to touch everywhere of the value chain. So everybody should get ready for it. Most banks are at least trying to get ready, working on that. Um, I wouldn't say there's one precise spot, if you will. I think it's really across the value chain, across the business lines. You can see applications all around. Obviously, on the retail part of the business, online, it's going to change the way you talk and you address your customers. But you can see if you go across the festival today, you can see that there are applications really across the board. So it's thrilling. It's a bit scary sometimes. It's also a bit new, so it's a lot of proof of concepts and not so many things really working at scale. But you can see things coming again across the value chain. I wouldn't say we have a strategy. If we have a strategy, it was to really support GenAI use at top level management. So if you go back 2 years ago, you could see two kinds of approaches to GenAI. Some was I try to forbid or make sure everything is under control. The other was I try to be open. Obviously, we really were on the trying to be open part, you know, implying compliance, etc., but trying to be as open as possible and pushing usage. Then we had this phase where you could see a lot of use cases coming bottom up from all the directions. So everybody would, raise hand and say, okay, I gotta use it. So we started off with 150 use cases, and progressively we drilled down that to a few basic use cases, maybe 4 or 5 of them, which are technological use case, if you will. And then this use case you can scale across the bank and cut them into micro use cases. But from the tech point of view, today I think we have the maturity to say, okay, we have 4 basic use cases. A lot of people across the banks will be able to use the tech for these use cases and to refine them. But really the strategy was first support the use, make sure everybody's trying, provide the environment and the security for that, then make sure we understand what are the key usage, really the core tech usage, which makes sense for the bank, and then deploy that across the bank. Well, as banks lending or investing in companies, for sure, you have to be cautious. It's a massive new wave of technology. So each and every time you have overinvestment in the sense that there are too many companies, some will fail, but you have to be there, you have to invest, you have to have your own network of companies. So just choose the right ones, which means make sure you have the right teams inside to assess who are the right ones. Make sure you have the good partnerships with the good VC firms. So there's a part of selectivity which is key, and then know what you need, if you will. You don't necessarily need to be investing in frontier models, for instance, which are massively capital consuming. If you have great ones in your country, it's great, but there are few great ones, and making money in that part of the business will be difficult for many actors. If you drill down to very specific use cases, people refining models, people fine-tuning models for your usage, you can see that it's much lighter in terms of capital, and it's much more easier to deploy. So I think it's easier to go for this very vertical focused company than to go for general models, for instance. So that would be my advice. So one thing is to make sure that the innovative sectors are your sectors in terms of customer focus. So it was not natural, if you look past, for banks to finance innovative companies, because obviously they are not the classic companies, they are not EBITDA positive, etc. So you need to learn to finance these companies. But the best way to be future-proof is to make sure that your customers push innovations to you, and create this innovation culture across the bank. So for us, the key is to finance innovation. And financing innovation, we make sure that our teams are exposed to whatever is happening, and they will push for more tech usage. So that's one thing. The other thing is to have a very strong IT department and to have a strong lab where you can, create, innovate a bit independently from your IT. But on the other side, you need an IT which can support you, provide the right APIs, and make sure you can, switch from POC to industrial stage very rapidly and very efficiently. So innovative customers, a good innovation lab, good relations with venture capital funds in your area, and a strong IT support, very tech driven, very API driven, I would say.